It's nothing like. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. We're a little late. Forgive me. It's not my fault. It ain't my fault. So appreciate you guys for being here. Every day, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Had some situations yesterday, but I did vote. I voted. I hope you did too. So I did my part. I did my part. We did good. Shout out to you. I'm gonna look at the percentages. It should be higher because lines were all over the place. Even my spot that I talked junk about with no line, the lines were ridiculous. I had to get there super early to beat the line. What up, Jeff? Good morning. So without further ado, we don't want to hold you long. So today we're talking about what was I thinking? Do we chastise our people in our community that think differently? Do we chastise our independent thinkers? Do we chastise our independent thinkers in our community? And a lot of times I think it's it's in a more political space, but then COVID happened, so I'm sure in the scientific space there was some conversation there as well. All right, so we're gonna dig into it. We're gonna have a great conversation. Blessings, Lisa. Thank you for sharing. Make sure you share. Sharing is caring. Make sure you tag other people to be a part of this conversation, because we got a lot of separation that happens in our community based on things like politics and now science. All right, so hang tight. Hold on. We'll be right back. Got my brothers hanging in the wing. I feel like I'm coming up. We're doing better, getting a little more organized. We're still a little late, but we're a little more together. All right, so hang tight. Hold on. We'll be right back right after this.
Stand up.
All right. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes. All right. So as you know, it's Mental Health Wednesday. So we have none other like no other. I said that wrong. Three stacks, Matt.
Yeah, man. I'm inspired. I'm inspired by Buju Banton up top of me right there, or wherever he is in there.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. Get into it, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Who is it? Is there a group called Three Stacks, or you just?
Come on, help him out, Buju Banton. Who's Three Stacks?
You don't know about Andre 3000?
Come on, tell him, man. Three Stacks.
Oh, Andre 3. Oh, you talking about
Three Stacks, man. Yeah,
okay.
That's an Atlanta native, man. We gotta pay homage to.
All right.
Andre 3000. He's one of my favorite artists, man. That's all it is.
Yeah,
Andre 3000. That's
Andre
name.
3000. Yeah, one of the greatest.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Wasn't the biggest fan, but we'll fight about that later.
Yeah, we could do that. That's definitely a fight. Those are definitely fighting words.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Hey,
of Andre 3000.
I live by the beat. You don't move your feet.
You want to jump.
Yeah,
so all in on this conversation because we always arguing with him.
Pastor changes to just the guy.
Just the guy.
Just the guy. I love it.
I guess I need to do something too. All right. It just sounds like it's a breakfast order at Sharp. Right.
Yeah, man. Let me get the 3 stacks Matt. Let me get the 3 stacks Matt, please.
All right. So today we're talking about spaghetti splat. Are we chastised for thinking independent in our community? Are we chastised? I feel like I spelled chastised wrong, but are we chastised for thinking independently in our community? Do you feel like, is it hard to really present and independent thought.
Before you get too deep, brother, I mean, I hate to be the most ignorant on the panel, but can you define the word chastised?
Can I? Just basically called out, or what they would say, maybe crucified. Like, oh, you stupid! Why you gonna think something like that? And maybe they won't use the word stupid and come hard at you, but the faces, like you might say something that's different than what all three of you guys would say, or we're saying like, Trump's not going to jail, and it's you get chastised, you get like, man, you crazy, you tripping. Oh, that's what I mean.
All right, I appreciate that. I'm
you
with
good,
you now.
You good. So do you feel like, if someone is, and especially in the political space, I always talk about the political space because I think that's the most sensitive, it seems like the most sensitive space to try to have a discussion, about policies or political figures, because nobody's perfect. Everybody's had a shortcoming. Every candidate, every president has done something that you may not have agreed with, and if you bring it up and they love the candidate, you think you was talking about their mama, their daddy. I'm being honest, because it's like, what you mean? Like, I didn't agree with that. I don't, I'm not saying maybe he shouldn't be in office. I didn't say that. I just said what he said right here is not, I don't agree with. Like, I wish he would have done something differently, instead of what he did, and can you have civil conversations, like that, and without it getting heated? And we talk, and I think, of course, we talk about everything. Sometimes do we get too personal when it comes to certain conversation? Can you just be, let's think critical, what do they say? Think critical, think analytical, don't think emotionally. I hear you, There's some people respond, like when you talk about Bill Cosby, some people, may get triggered because of an incident that happened to them. And they think about, like, I get it, I feel you, but let's look at let's look at the facts, like, let's look at what happened, and for the sake of argument, I'm not trying to defend Bill Cosby. I'm just throwing a polarizing figure that make people like, let's look at facts. Look what happened. Like, even if we talk about like Trump, right? For the most part, probably, for all of the part, we may all not be fans of Trump. Feel me? But if I present something like, did he really break the law? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have that conversation, I know where Kadeem's standing. He did this. Is it real evidence, or
he broke the law, man? He broke the law, man.
Is it, but is it real evidence, or is it just still speculation? You understand what I'm saying?
It's real evidence.
He was like, I was like, I don't think he broke the law. He just he moved his way around the game personally. At least that's how we felt. Or at least that's how I felt or feel until I know further evidence.
Are you being chastised, AD?
You said, right? I think so.
He seems like he's being real careful about how he's presenting his statement as opposed to just his independent thought.
Right. I feel like you're being chastised, man.
Yeah, he's been going on for about 120 seconds now. So we're waiting on you to pass the microphone.
It's my show today. This is me. My time.
Yeah, right.
So, how do you guys feel?
Well, I'll tell you that I used to think I wanted to be a vampire.
Oh, Jesus. That's worse than the dad joke.
But I found out werewolves can kill vampires, so I think now.
He need to be chastised. Now that I know what the definition is.
He's giving us unpopular beliefs. Unpopular.
Here's the thing, though. Realistically speaking, we live in a world riddled, or a nation riddled with cancel culture. So independent thought, public display of independent thought can be dangerous.
Right.
Because we live in a world of cancel culture, riddled with cancel culture.
Man.
So you have to, like they used to say in the church, you got to know that you know that you know.
Gotta know that you know. When you know.
Right.
That's
right.
Know.
I mean, speaking of cancel culture, Buju Banton, warning. If you look him up, warning. Warning. Cancel.
There's a place in the world for everybody. You know that.
He's at the place in the world for everybody.
There's a place in the world for everybody.
How do you guys feel?
Buju, you want to give it a shot?
About the council culture?
Nah,
that is just always
independent thought.
Judge. Yeah,
being chastised.
For independent. Independent thought is great. That's how you can kind of like be an individual. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the time and the place and the platform, is your individual thoughts may need to be curtailed a little bit because you may be trying to get a message. It just depends on what you're supposed to be chastised about. Now that I know the definition. That's what's the specific issue that you are having independent thought about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we generalize independent thought, but I got independent thoughts all the time. But I share them sometimes, and sometimes I don't.
Why don't you share them? Why wouldn't you share them?
Why don't I? It may not be the right atmosphere. It might not be the right individual I'm talking to. It might not be the right group. But if there's a topic that I feel compelled to speak on, then I'm gonna speak my thoughts.
I got you. I mean, because I hear what you're saying, because I dig like the time and place, but I think sometimes if there's this conversation happening. I mean, I guess I get if you're in a job situation, like you're there with your spouse or something, and politically they're talking a certain way that you don't agree with. You got to decide, am I gonna jump in this fight? Like, is this worth it? Is it worth it? Because it may get a little more tense if I present my view of the things that are being said. Is it worth the fight? I get those situations. I think personally, for most places, it should come up. We should try to have those discussions. Yes, I am. We should have those discussions whenever possible, because sometimes we crush independent thought. I don't want to say nothing. Because we're a group of people, everybody's saying the same thing, and I'm sitting there like, can I present to you a alternative view? You have those moments like, I don't think that's right. I don't agree. Let me tell you why. And can we have a real conversation? Because even like I said, go back to politics. It's like the toughest things to really get into. And then I got to say, I'm not saying I voted for Trump. I'm just saying, I'm not saying I'm a Republican.
You don't even got to go that far, man. You don't even got to go that far. I think when we start to have to continuously explain ourselves and justify ourselves, it just makes for an uncomfortable atmosphere.
Yes.
And so I'll go personal first. Personally, I tend to stay away from political conversations because of the climate of those conversations.
Right.
So as soon as I hear politics on that side, I'm going that way, because mainly, sometimes the environment gets too charging for me, and what I want to feel, what I want to feel personally, what I want to feel, right? And so, and so the other part about it is that I believe that we we have to change the rules of certain conversations. Like certain conversations, at least for me, shouldn't be about agreeing. I think once we put that as the main thing, then of course it'll be easy to find that one person and put that person on the outside. I think sometimes it's easy for us to do that because of the way we've been programmed to think and relate to each other. There's a right and there's a wrong. Of course, you can say that on specific things, but we don't have to agree to be in a community, to fellowship on everything that is. I don't have to agree with you to understand you. I should try to understand first, and then in my understanding, I think what it gives me is a window of opportunity to present something that you may not understand. But I think once we start to say, oh, I don't agree with that, what we do is push people outside, and then they feel ostracized. And I don't think that's a healthy space for any growth as far as conversation and thinking, and this happened, I'm saying this because it's actually happened to me in academia. Like I was in grad school when I was the independent thinker, said my opinion in a class, and I promise you, they brought out the cross for me. They brought out the cross for me because I thought something different, and I thought, like, isn't this the space where we should be thinking differently? Education, like higher learning, where we are all coming together to learn from each other. But of course it's not, because people are very rigid in their understanding, and so what they know sometimes is what they know, and sometimes we're not open to know something else, which causes us to kind of be opposing one another when we really don't have to. I would rather understand a person than agree with a person. That's just me.
That's good. That I'd rather understand the person than just agree with the person.
Then agree with the person.
Yeah, I'll co-sign that.
That's good.
Because I disagree with a lot of folks, but I understand their point of view and what the information they're trying to share. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I will co-sign what they just said.
Yeah, and if I agree, if I understand you, doesn't necessarily mean I co-sign it either.
Right. Right.
I mean, we can have a bunch of understanding of certain behavior, walks of life, but doesn't mean we have to agree with it. I can respect you in my understanding, because it makes sense for you. It doesn't have to make sense for me. A lot of people eat fish. I don't eat fish. I had a bad experience when I was a child. I choked on a bone.
Right.
I don't eat fish anymore. But then when I say I don't eat fish in public setting, people are like, oh, you don't eat fish? Yeah.
Something's wrong with you.
Right? Why you eat
What's wrong with you?
And you from the Caribbean, you don't eat fish. Like, all right, man, I guess I eat fish now, right?
I know people that don't eat pork, but everybody eats fish.
Right. Like, okay. So, but I think for me, we gotta historically is always the thing. How easy it is to watch one person on the outside and feel comfortable in the group. Safety in numbers. It's a psychological thing for the most part, where it's easier to be on the inside than the outside. And I think for those who played that position of being on the outside, sometimes we get used to it as well. And almost anticipate this is where we're going to be placed.
I'm ready, so, like, oh yeah.
And listen, and then so we show up in that role.
Right.
We show up in that role. We ready with ammunition. Be like, I don't, my turn, right? Because we want to, because of the nature of how we're used to conversing, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. I like to learn, so I want to hear everybody out.
Right.
Let me hear you out.
Yeah.
Listen, you're that one when they stop talking, when you come around, like, oh, let's stop talking about this.
Here you go.
I don't want to hear Matt. Matt, here come Matt.
There you go. With his unpopular opinion. There you go. With his thoughts.
Right.
Why you thinking over there, man? Stop thinking. You know what I'm
saying? He said, I never ate chicken. It almost got the black card.
See, it's stuff like that right there, man.
I think in a lot of cases, independent thinkers are viewed as weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeet, Kanye. Is Kanye an independent thinker? Was Dennis Rodman in the NBA
Yes.
an independent thinker?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. 100%. He was.
Yes, he is. He still is.
Right. Sorry. We done
Right.
going
I
on
was
the
saying,
glory.
was he in the when
Oh,
I say
yeah.
was, I meant like in the NBA. We saw,
Yeah. We saw
you
it.
know,
Yeah.
his ability to move away from the norm,
Right.
you know, or the quote unquote group thinking, right?
Right.
And he did his own thing. And I think that oftentimes independent thinkers are chastised because they're viewed as strange, unusual, and we don't like strange and unusual
Right.
things
I
in
like
group
those
settings,
words. I
right?
like those words right there. Strange and unusual.
Right,
Strange
because
and
it's not the norm,
exactly.
right? And we view it, or it becomes a disruptive experience because it goes away from, you know, what's consistent for us, and so we don't like that. That makes us uneasy. But I would also challenge us and say that we couldn't have creativity without independent thinking.
Right.
I
100%.
agree. Right. I was just about to echo that sentiment right there. The strange and unusual. I think I would take those two words and for those who are in the independent thinkers or have a different way of just viewing life in general. For me, when I see strange and unusual, I think beautiful and attractive. I'm like,
Right.
that's different. I like that. Like it catches my eye in a different way. And so I think sometimes you have to have a mind that is interested in things rather than seeing things to be repelled by.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like people that think that hit you with something, something to chew on. Like,
There's a story,
Yeah.
even if it's not the story that we're used to being told, there is always a story. And I think
Right.
once you start to dig deeper, you look, like Pastor said, at history, and you see a lot of the independent thinkers were the people who were polarized in their times and made to feel
Right.
ostracized, like different, not valued. I think I heard the story just recently about the first person who talked about the telegram, who spoke about sending music, not music, but information telepathic, through phone, phone or on the air, however they call it, right? I heard that person got locked up. They locked him up. They put him in jail.
Yeah,
Really?
some comedian made a joke about it. He said, "Man, somebody
crazy.
woke up. Like, is it like Alexander Graham Bell woke up one day and
Right,
said,
right.
I want to talk to somebody who ain't even here."
Right. You're like, bro, you crazy. Come on with me. Come on with me. Put the hands right here. And so
What's up, people?
What's going on, fellas?
there's a lot that we can learn from, just understanding our history. Not
Yeah.
everything popular is always correct. So we have to, just be okay with thinking and seeing things outside the box.
Yeah. Definitely. Let's see. Let me get some of these comments real quick. I've learned as I've gotten older to try and understand a different perspective. It hasn't necessarily changed my thinking, but it caused me to understand maybe why they feel that way. Indeed. I never want a difference of opinion to destroy a relationship, right?
That's good.
Issues take precedence over opinions. Ooh, can it? Can it?
It has. It has.
Yeah, destroyed relationships.
Yes.
It destroyed countries, man. Ask Hiroshima.
Absolutely.
You feel me? Come on, like it'll start a war, man. Females and the difference of opinion. That those two things guaranteed to start wars. So, I'm sorry, but yes.
Jump right in, man. Jump right in, man. The water's great.
But there's some benefits to thinking like everyone else, and it sounds bad when you say it that way, but like and when it comes in the form of tradition, sometimes tradition can kind of hold things together. Like that's kind of why when we see certain things on TV, and we be like, come on now, I know that now we black folk, we got to do better than that. What is that we got to do better? It's our tradition. It's
Right.
based on our collective thinking, or we're communal people. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we keep passing down, right? That's similar thinking. So those certain thoughts have been accepted by the group, and we say this is a good way to be thinking. So it's kept us safe in some regards, but it's the locked in part that's the problem. When there is this thought and we will not budge, and that's a real general thing because there's some stuff that I'll tell you right now, I'm just not gonna budge on it. But I'm just saying when you approach that with that, that's where some of the hard parts can come. But all of us got some stuff that you just can't tell me no different on. I'm all for fashion. I'm all for it. I can't rock with the man purse thing, but that's me. You know what I'm saying? It's they obviously selling them, right? So somebody like them.
Somebody like him.
But for me, and the nerve to put Harley Davidson on it. You feel me? So some stuff for me just don't rock. So I'm not gonna do it. But am I gonna let that separate me from business, potential money opportunity, a friendship? You know what I'm saying? That's the question.
Yeah.
But it's
What's funny is a briefcase is a man purse.
No, it's a briefcase.
No, I disagree.
No, sir. No, sir.
That's my
Hey,
independent thinking on that.
That's just my independent thought.
No,
That's
no.
mine too.
Your thinking is wrong.
Your independent thought is wrong.
Yeah. It's a briefcase. You know what I'm saying?
A
That's
backpack.
what it is.
What is a backpack?
It's what it is. It's a backpack.
Yeah.
It's a backpack.
The closest I'll let you get is that Dwayne Wayne satchel. You feel me? I'll let you get that. I'll let you get that. But you start pulling out cosmetics and lip balm and stuff like.
Or what they call it, the fanny pack. I'll let you get that.
All right. Yeah, I'll let the fanny pack side. Yeah.
Fanny pack. Yeah.
I'll let you get that.
Oh man, listen, man. These bags don't have gender roles, man. You gotta relax, man. Let the people carry their stuff the way they want to carry it.
It's not yours. No.
No, you can't. No,
you take your family to an amusement park and you have your wallet, your chapter. You can't put all the stuff in your pockets. You got to have
put it in your white purse.
Put
it in your white purse.
That's what she got a big bag for.
And she got a purse.
Yeah.
You don't carry a purse, brother.
I ain't gonna lie though. I would definitely rock a satchel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, satchels are dope. Satchels.
I would definitely rock one.
Right, no man purse.
But like I think that's where some of the outrageous thing comes from. When you just want to be out the box just cause. Like somebody said, well, everybody got a satchel, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a purse. Like, wait a minute, bro. Slow down. Like, I get that you want to be independent. I get that you don't want to be lumped in. I don't either, right? But like, swag is two things. Somebody got to want to be like you, and your style has to be as original as possible because there ain't nothing new under the sun, right? So that's my definition of swag. Those two things. But like, you got to try something to twerk it, make it unique. I get that, but don't just go left like just cause that's when you lose me a little bit.
Two things. Did you say twerk it instead of tweak it?
Did I say twerk? Somebody run it back. Wait a minute. I was not watching twerking videos before this. I was not. Wait a minute. What's going on?
That boy went straight from TikTok twerking to
What's going on?
And that was an independent thought, bro.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with this conversation. Okay.
We gonna move on.
Hey, we got a witness. Sean Rollins.
We
no
gonna move on. We don't want Chan to think nothing better of BOLs. We gonna move on.
Yeah, so, good thoughts. That's right.
The next thing is just real quick, totally irrelevant to this conversation, but Aaron Judge, 9 years, $360 million, stand with the Yankees.
That's the whole topic of my morning brief at work today for some reason. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy money.
So we'll move on. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
But here's the thing: like when it comes to, because it's one thing to talk about the chastisement of independent thinking, and it's another thing to understand the value, the pros and cons of independent thinking. Right? We want our children tweak plus work equals twerk.
Good job.
My God. Thank you, Tommy.
Good job, Tommy. Good job.
Exactly what I was trying to say.
That
got it,
came
man. Hey,
directly
I got
from Daniel's son.
I got it, man. I got it from the onset, man. You know, I know
So
what you were talking about, man.
don't we want our children to be independent thinkers?
Yes.
I think everybody that's on this panel is an independent thinker. I think it's just levels to it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you when you was talking about Kanye and Kyrie and you can think about those other folks who are extravagant or flamboyant. Dennis Rodman, the Meta World Peace. I mean, it's a lot of different individuals that independent thinking. That don't mean that it's bad. It's just something that's not in the masses that the masses would accept as something that they would approve of. And at least my opinion.
Okay. So
You see Sean's comment?
nah, hold on, let me pull it up. Hold on. So I want to ask you guys this, and this is I'm totally putting this on Matt.
I'll take the
What
L.
are your unpopular opinions? Well, other than the one I know Kaneem is gonna say, but what are your other opinions?
I got one.
Things that you think
I got
that
one.
maybe
Not conspiracy theories.
Nah, this ain't.
Nah, not conspiracy.
Okay.
Just
This is
like,
you know, I love,
like if
I enjoy. Okay, I really do enjoy watching other cultures, you know, other ethnicities, whatever, however you want to spell it out, emulate Black culture.
mm,
Okay.
I like that too, especially Asian folks.
Yeah,
I like
come
that.
on now. we just became best friends. Look at that. Look at
So
that.
you
Look
don't
at
agree
that.
with the concept. You don't agree with the target or the label what is it called?
Misappropriation.
Not misappropriation. What is it?
Oh, the
Is it-
culture?
Culture vultures.
Cultural
Culture vultures.
stealing,
cultural misappropriation. What is it?
Yeah,
Is it
culture
term?
misappropriation or
Yeah.
culture vultures.
Yeah.
stealing.
Yeah, they picking off your culture.
I got a problem with that, but you got me thinking. Is it geared towards white people?
Right.
There's the term we call Hollywood divorce. It was it was a song back in the day, and it just speaks to that kind of stuff Matt's talking about. Like, you take our stuff. When I came up in South Florida, you know, see a 10-inch, 15-inch TV in the back seat of a Chevy was what we did, right?
That's right.
Now you get a minivan and they got 10-inch, the 15-inch TVs in there.
Wow.
Factory rims are now 20
Yo.
inches. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was like, we put doves on cars.
I like
You know,
that.
it was the
I
20.
like that. I
But
like
now it comes off
The
the
thing
factory
that
like that.
was hood is
Yeah.
now a norm.
And
Yeah.
that's what we call the
Now we
Hollywood
acceptable
divorce. They
thing.
take our stuff
Wow.
and they do what
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
I got a problem with the period I period girl. She
Yeah.
has a record deal now.
Yeah.
Does she really?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
So I have a big problem with it. But you got me thinking, Matt, is it just towards white people?
It might be. It might be. But for me, I like to see it in this is good.
Go
Okay.
ahead, bro.
See, this is how we feel when we're about to say something unpopular.
Right. There you go.
I'm like, I can't get it out. Listen, honestly, I like to see it in its purest form. You know, when they're like, oh, that was good. Like, when I love to see the Asian dance videos, man. Like, they be killing some hip hop moves. You know what I'm saying?
Man, what you talking about?
Murder.
They dance.
You know, like,
they dance.
you know. And so for me, I think it's a wink, because imitation is the best. Imitation is a form of flattery. Imitation is the highest flattery. So I love to see it. Now, of course, that's only a part of it, part of the story. The rest of it is that eventually I'd love to see them kind of embrace other aspects of our culture, you know. But I think that comes from a growing conversation of at least saying that it's appreciated to see the flattery from other, you know, other people of how they, you know, kind of give nod to Black culture, you know, when it is giving a nod instead of just saying, nope, we did this, you know, this is how we always were, or we started this trend, you know, and making it popular as if it started with them. Now, I'm not feeling that.
Yeah. I'm in favor of Bill Cosby.
Ooh.
Ooh, very unpopular. Very unpopular.
Moving on.
No. Listen,
Pastor.
here's the thing. When you say, because I don't want to go down that path, but the reality is you have a reason for being in favor of him, his work, not mistakes.
Well, let him say it. I want.
No, Pastor's doing fine. Go right
gotta
ahead.
get you on camera saying it.
Listen, because I'm in favor of Bill Cosby.
I'm looking for the cancel button right now. I'm looking for the cancel button. I'm messing with you.
Yeah.
Where is it? Where is it on my laptop? Where is it?
Hold on, bro.
Look, it's out there now.
Okay, Pastor. Let me ask you though: is my what I'm trying to support? Does that make me naive to the facts? Am I like a Trumpster? Like, since that's my guy, everybody else is, they didn't read the report, read the transcript. Like, am I doing that to Bill Cosby?
Oh, I got you.
That's up for you to say, independent thinker. Right. It's your narrative. Right. What I'm saying is, I know that you have principles. I know that you have morals. So when I hear you say that, what I hear is, I won't be his judge.
Yeah.
But that's because I know you.
He cleaned it up for you. He did it.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Everybody else think you evil.
Yeah, that's how they do me.
Nah, man. Listen, I got 2 Bill Cosby records.
Oh,
Come on.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
man. I'm trying to put them on eBay right now, man.
What you want for them, brother?
2 classics, man.
Hey, me and Bill go back. Camille, that's auntie. Camille, that's auntie.
Man.
But here's the thing. So the danger, not of independent thinking, the danger of criticism to independent thinking.
Yep.
What does that do to our community?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You're ready
Because
for mine?
when you cripple independent thinkers,
Yeah.
you cripple creativity, you stunt growth.
Absolutely.
And evolution. Right?
Yeah.
That's how we got the wheel. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to take the page from preschool. Anybody that went to preschool, there's a difference between a teacher who set rules and a teacher who set boundaries.
Okay.
There's a difference, right? There's a difference between a parent being mad at their child and a parent being disappointed in their child's behavior.
Okay.
That's the grooming process. And so independent thinkers are people that grew up in an environment that was nurturing for their creativity, that nurtured their creativity.
Right, 100%. I mean, I want my children to always think independently. I always and we're gonna get back into our unpopular opinions, because we can't skate away. We got Matt, we got Ephraim, we all got to share something.
Yeah.
I remember my children coming home telling me how they didn't like Trump, and Trump's a racist or something. And I'm like, how you know that? Who told you that? Like I know my reasonings, and we've never really discussed that in the house. Like, who told you that? Like, how did you come about? And they were talking. It was like the teacher said, and I didn't like it because it could have been the other way. Like they, like, I don't want you influenced by somebody else. I need you to look at facts. I need you to check out and know things for yourself. So I do. I'm all about independent thinking. So let's see. Hold on. John says, here's the question. People don't like R. Kelly, but why is Leg Shake R. Kelly's song biggest dance? He said, been so seen on TikToks. Interesting.
Yeah.
Man, I love R. Kelly. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, we one of the best
best
performers, artists of my generation. Let me say that. I can't say before me or after me.
King of R&B.
My generation. One of the best.
Yeah.
just to respond to the question, the difference between rules and boundaries from Jeff Carlin. To me, I think of rules as definitive.
Yeah.
And to me, and Matt helped me with this because my vocabulary may not be what it used to be. When I think of boundaries, I think of values, right? There's levels to this. I think that's what Kaneem said earlier. A rule says you can't go there or you can't do that.
Okay.
A boundary or value says this isn't healthy for you.
There's more
right?
wiggle room with the values, you saying?
Say it again.
There's more wiggle room with the values and the boundaries.
Well, I don't know if it's wiggle room because for me, what I've tried to, and this is, and I tell people this all the time. I have older children and I have younger children, and I see the difference in their behavior based on my evolution.
Oh, okay.
Right. I used to say this all the time, and my older children got mad at me. I used to say I got my older children are my dumb children, and my younger children are my smart children because they were only as good as who I was when I had them, and I was a dummy when I had them.
Right.
And I had to fix that.
Yeah,
I had to fix it and change the conversation because it created an issue between my older children and my younger children.
Beef.
Right. My younger children felt like they were in charge. Y'all the dummies. You can't. Right. And so I think what's important is we have to set boundaries and input values into our children and not just say, like, I believe that things have to be grayer and not just black and white.
100%.
And the result of that is a creative thinker, you think?
And the result of that is a more independent thinker.
Okay.
Right.
I think
more room to explore. More room to explore.
Yeah. More room to explore. Yeah.
You ain't feeling it, AD?
I think.
When I think of boundaries and rules, I think boundaries is giving somebody a place where they can be comfortable and safe. When you get outside of that, you have crossed the boundary. Rules, I believe, like it's a consequence. This is the rule. If you don't do this, this is the result that you're gonna have to pay. But boundaries, like if I got a boundary, I'm in a safe space. But if you get out of that boundary, you are no longer safe. But as far as a consequence, or it may be good or bad, but with a rule, if you get outside of the rule or if you break the rule, there is only a consequence.
That's good. I get you.
So Kaneem, what's your unpopular opinion?
You like R. Kelly?
That I love R. Kelly? Yeah, that's probably it.
Okay.
And then I think Donald Trump going to jail. I mean, it depends on.
That ain't unpopular, bro.
What? It depends on what. As far as unpopular, I don't know, man. I mean, it's a few things that I say. What, bro?
Go ahead. I said I was thinking about it myself. Like, what's the most soul stirring things that I've heard that I probably wouldn't bring up in a group setting.
That's where you got to start, bro. You got to start.
Did I do it with you guys last week?
He did.
What?
What's that?
Oh yeah.
Hey, let's not do it again. Let's not do it again.
Yeah. It just came back to me. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I can't be independent on this platform. I can't. Y'all chastising me?
Nah, bro.
I don't even know what they're talking about.
Anyway,
why don't you tell him, Pastor?
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Look, put me on the screen by myself.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
You didn't do it.
He want that full screen pastor right now.
Yeah.
Women are not stronger than me.
Oh,
that was his unpopular.
All right. Okay. Yeah. You're definitely independent.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
AD, you got to start somewhere where you can get.
I remember now.
If you think about any situation where the the thing is, do we cancel or do we not cancel a person? That's where you'll find your unpopular opinion, right there. So think about the last person that's supposed to get canceled, and that's probably where your unpopular opinion would come from, bro.
Right.
Or somebody we said we don't rock with. You know, I had somebody canvassing the door the other day to vote, and I just got to assume because they saw I was black, they were like, "All right, get out there, make sure you vote." Warnock, right? Like, how you know I ain't voting for
Oh, I
Herschel? You
thought
know what I'm
Walker. I was
saying?
like, no, Walker. Yo, that face was like,
Yeah.
I did that. Y'all know they've been blowing my phone up with that stuff,
Yeah.
Oh
right?
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
actually responded to someone. I said, how do you know that's the direction we're going? Why
Right.
would you
Right.
assume that? Is this some kind of demographic thing?
What?
And you know what I got?
what's up?
Forgive me for interrupting your day.
I gotta go.
Which means yes to everything you just asked me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
No need to get into a back and forth debate. We know you're not going for Warnock if you asking that question.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got 50 more calls to make. I ain't got time for this.
I ain't got time.
Yeah, basically.
AD,
Yeah,
did you
for
share
me
your,
it was just fun. I thought it was fun to do.
Yeah.
You said
did
what?
you share your
I
your
did not.
unpopular?
I did not.
Okay, all right.
No, I can't because I can't co-sign because that's not an unpopular opinion.
Yep. That's the one right there. That's the one. That's the one right there.
Let me ask you this.
That's the one
No,
right there.
no. If it's what Brian said, then that would be an independent thought also.
No.
No, you just don't have clarity from me.
Yeah.
No, I got clarity.
We got some last week.
We got clarity. You said it.
No, you got clarity on how I feel. You don't have clarity on why I feel that way.
I mean, why you feel that way? You want to go in depth about why?
Here, let me say something that's going to be unpopular.
Okay.
Y'all need to stop being afraid of y'all women.
There you go. There it is. He just stirred up trouble now. Now we scared.
Hey, I love being a little timid with my old lady. You know what I'm saying? I love being a little timid with my old lady.
AD, man, go ahead, man. What it is?
I like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, hold on, y'all. My wife calling me.
Yeah.
Right.
So what it is?
Right, we ain't thug no more. Like, hold on, Mo. Hold on.
You voted for Trump. You in the straight of the cats. What is it?
Oh no, I couldn't. Listen, he had a video that I felt like if he had shown, if that person showed up more, I think more people would have liked him. I'm gonna see if I can find it. He spoke about alcohol and why he don't drink, and it was like the most human time I ever. Like, if you see, you be like,
Herschel
okay.
Walker?
No, Donald Trump. He did
doesn't
that.
drink?
Because Herschel Walker said the same thing.
He
He
did a
doesn't
video.
drink.
Donald Trump don't drink.
Never did.
If you see the video, you like, wow, you almost got me. I'm telling you.
No, but real talk. If you remove, and maybe it's unpopular, if you remove the racist under and overtone from Trump, maybe the wall in Mexico policy stuff, maybe, but there's not much that I don't like Trump on outside of his racist stuff.
Are you sure Trump was a racist?
He wouldn't have won.
Yes, Donald Trump is racist.
If he hadn't come down the escalator steps and said,
like he opened up the door to racism.
Boom.
Or did he open up the door to opportunity?
Yeah, he did. If he hadn't said any of that stuff, he got. They said, what did he? They said like millions of free coverage. So my unpopular opinion is the Bill Cosby thing. You know, like I'm still a fan. I'm still a fan.
Yeah.
I still watch his show. On reruns daily.
That's not unpopular.
Would you invite him to dinner?
We already had one person say that.
I know. See, didn't I say that? I said that though. Didn't I preference with that?
That ain't right, man. That ain't right.
I don't like the Democratic.
You can come up with your own.
I don't like the Democratic Party. I don't like.
You don't like what?
I don't like the Democratic Party.
You don't like Democratic
Republican? No, I gotta preface it, right, Matt?
Yeah.
I don't like them either. But I don't like. I don't know. Like, it's just I don't really like. We need either another party similar, because I believe in social ideas. I believe in the I don't want to say the welfare system, but I believe in help. I believe in a lot of what they stand, but I just don't like the way they look. Like that's just my unpopular opinion.
Okay.
Still got love for you, man. Still got love for you.
Yeah.
You still my homie. I ain't gonna put you in the pasture just for that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but I don't think and the thing is, you didn't say anything dangerous to me.
Right.
No.
Yeah. You got to think
Saying
about.
that you don't like the Democratic Party says I don't like the makeup of the current state.
I don't like the state. Yeah.
Think about people who gonna get canceled.
No,
That's where the unpopular come in. Kanye.
I understand AD because in the climate that he's in, that may be very unpopular for the people who he considers his community. May be very unpopular. Thanksgiving just happened too. You know what happens on Thanksgiving dinners.
And that's before the liquor.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas, I gotta jump off, man. But y'all have a good day.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging with us.
That R. Kelly CD, man.
You already know. I got it.
TP12. Oh boy. Yeah, man. Everybody wanted us to cancel R. Kelly, man.
Yeah. I don't know. Like with R. Kelly.
But the thing is, we're talking about R. So here's the thing. You're saying that the love for R. Kelly, or are you saying R. Kelly's thought pattern? You're thinking that it's unpopular or it's independent thinking to still like R. Kelly and his music?
Right.
They say to listen to R. Kelly is to support what he did. Okay. They link the two.
Listen to him is to support what he did.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I have to get out of here too, man. But
all right, man.
Great conversation.
Yes, sir.
Take it easy, man.
All right.
Bless you, man.
Bless you.
To listen to his music is to support what he did.
That's the low. That's what it said. That's why they say if you go around bumping R. Kelly, that's what the link is. Like to play his, that's the comment you would get. How could you support blah blah? That's what you.
I think the weirdest thing about R. Kelly, and I don't know how true it is because it came from one of those documentaries. He didn't say it. That like each one of his hits, was from, I guess, meeting a new girl or have something like that. It was like, I think about the song "You Remind Me of a Jeep" because that's where it's like, yeah, that song, and one of the ladies was like, yeah, that's when he met me. Like certain, and it's interesting. It's just interesting. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, it's so weird though. It's like such a weird thing because it's a mix of. I don't put it all on R. Kelly. I put it on the people around him that facilitated it. I put it on the parents that allowed their children to spend way too much time with a grown man. So it's a lot of if you're gonna start pointing fingers, it's not just R. Kelly's the ringleader, but there are people around that have facilitated a lot of this. Thomas said, listening to R. Kelly is a part of my history. To take him out takes it part of my personal memories.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Same thing with
I don't condone the behavior or anything like that. I'm just not going to erase my memories.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, I don't the music thing. It's not an issue for me because, if something comes on the radio's on. Right. If I'm playing Pandora, it's on. I mean, so I don't go and find like an R. Kelly CD. I don't go searching for his song or anything like that. But I'm the only person I'm searching for is Lenny Williams.
I hear that. I'm sitting here trying to feel like, because like what Thomas said about R. Kelly, the same that could be with Bill Cosby, and not just the entertainment value, but like if my latter years could, or even now could be like what Bill did in his community service and his philanthropy, is what I'm trying to say. If I could be like that, man, the fight for education and women's rights, and I mean, Bill did great work, right? So not just in front of your TV screen, but also like in his modeled life, He's been that guy. But I'm trying to think, when is it okay? When, because I've been like 75-25 with cancel culture. 75% of the time I hate it. 25% of the time I'm like, I can see
Yeah.
that one. So I
Right.
just don't know when it's cool and when it's not. The district attorney that played a big part in the Central Park Five.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie, I was okay when they canceled her.
right.
It seemed like, and of course this is unfair to her because she didn't put her movie out. So it's somebody got to be the bad guy, right? So
Right.
it seems like
You
she
get the bad guy.
mishandled the case
Right.
for nothing other than pure laziness, and I don't want to get into the details of the case. And then went off and made a career off of it,
Right. Right.
and it made me feel, because it was built on that lie, because it was built on that injustice, because that was a part of it, and that's why you made it.
Right.
There you go, right? Who was selling all the property during the Nazi war? Like who was taking homes from the Jews and putting in their name and built their family wealth off of it.
Right.
Everybody had slaves because it was a part of how it was back then. Black people owned slaves. All right, yeah, I get you. What families is the family they are now because they own slaves? You get what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of my issue when it goes there. Um, my what's Auntie Jessie from Full House that was paying to send her
Oh, for
kids to
the
college.
bribery case.
I'm not ready to counsel her for that. They, I felt like that's one of the ones that she kind of just got caught, but I don't know if that's like,
Is she the only one?
Well, I'm saying, I mean, how different is that than
yeah,
being famous or being appreciated and you get a free meal somewhere
yeah,
or you get a
yeah.
discount?
Some people are so popular. See, people are mad at her because of the effort she put towards it. How about those folks that's so popular? Like, hey, would you please send your kid here to the school? Nobody's calling Jay-Z saying all you got to do is just receive an interest letter, and we'll like, come on, like, because for your kid to go here, it makes us look good. It
Right.
keeps us as this certain establishment.
Right.
If all these presidents stop going to Harvard, it don't seem like it, but Harvard's status would go down. If all the top lawyers stop coming out of there, their status would come down. So they
Right.
want the top notch. They want the best. Who had the best SAT scores? And they making these calls behind the scenes saying, uh, put in this application. All these jobs I apply for, the ones I end up getting is because I know somebody that knows somebody that can move my application from the bottom of the stack to the top. Now I got to keep myself when I get there, but I'm saying I wasn't too mad at her with that one. I don't think it was counsel worthy. I'm not gonna go burn Full House
Right.
movie set down. I'm not gonna say my kids can't watch it. Like
Right.
I
Right.
think that was a little bit over the top. But
Yeah.
if
I don't know. Like, yeah, I think the cancel culture thing has gotten loose. Like it should be like there should be a reason, like something like they've done something heinous. Um, and I get the Bill Cosby and R. Kelly things that they're accused of or whatever. That they could be in the realm of that, or even what's the other dude, the producer?
Harvey,
Yeah, like those situations. But you broke the law. Like, what'd you do?
Yeah, see, to me, that's different to me, right?
Yeah,
I mean, because when you, I don't know how far away we are from the original question. The reality is breaking the law is breaking the law. Violating human rights is violating human rights. If you still support a person that has done those things
right,
and you're getting ostracized for it,
yeah,
right,
who's at fault?
right.
You for continuing to support them, or me for ostracizing you because you still support them?
is the issue with me ostracizing, or is it the fact that I feel can I is it okay for me to feel a way about you because you like the
Right.
Cowboys? Like is it like you, as long as I don't mistreat you, I'm good, right? But you have no problem with me having a personal thought about crazy Cowboy fans.
Right. That's a good question too, Richard. He said, "Who are the jury decide to cancel it?" It's just
Yeah, because that's the other thing
Yeah,
I never could
black
understand.
black
Cancel,
black
the
Twitter.
quote unquote cancel culture. Like,
right.
Yeah,
Just stop watching.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't even have to talk about it.
Right.
Apparently,
You know,
apparently the step is if the thing happens 2 days later, you read Twitter, and then Black Twitter will tell us if we rock with this person or not. That's the protocol.
Following people have now been
Are now
canceled.
canceled. Yeah, you're no longer
Please
black if you watch these people.
unfollow and get rid of all material.
I mean, you know, Will Smith smacked Chris Rock,
Oh, right.
and
Yeah, we didn't
it's
cancel
canceled.
Will.
Yeah.
I don't think we canceled Will. I think
Some people have. But
Nah, he's got a movie coming out.
nah, Will ain't canceled, man.
oh no,
Will,
you
yeah,
can't.
Will
You
got
can't
the
say
Hollywood
that.
establishment.
Like we need to. You're a little hot. You're a little hot.
Yeah,
We're gonna
he
do your minute, and we're gonna come back.
time out.
And I believe he did the slavery movie because, what you call it? Because it got offered. It's a good time for him to come back out. Because I can't. Yeah, I don't even know if I can see it. I hate slavery movies. I hate them. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but I hate them. I hate slavery movies. Even Django was okay because it was
That was a different kind of slavery movie.
hero-esque,
Yeah.
but you had to get to it. It was. I think that was my last one. I was like, oh, okay, that was a little payback. But I hate slavery movies. I hate them. I hate. I'm even starting to hate the movies that take place back in like the 60s. Like where they gotta be nervous and worried about racism in your face and girl, keep your head down, don't look at them. Like
it boils your blood, but I gotta admit that it's critically important that they make them. There's several grants. I can send you a link out right now. You can get 5 to 20,000. I saw several, and all you have to do, your 501c3, your nonprofit, your church, all you have to do is put on something educational for the community or your people about the Holocaust.
Oh,
Several hundred. I ran through several hundred descriptions for applications, and I saw educate on the Holocaust, educate on the Holocaust, educate on the Holocaust several times over. So it's important that they put it out there. It's important that they make them. But I understand how that can make you. I mean, it could just make you 12 years a slave who was just hard to watch. I'm just like, let my guy get a break. It was just hard to watch.
It was hard. Especially he got again. Like, wait a minute. Yeah. So yeah. I hate him.
I think all of that is important. You don't. I think the truth is you hate the fact that it happened.
Yeah. Probably that too.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's important.
But I think a lot of times, and there's always been the controversial depictions. Are they historically accurate? Or is it over dramatization?
Yes. Well, there is that. That absolutely happens.
It's accurate.
Right. I think that's it right there. He said it. Slave movies promote trauma.
Yeah.
Slave movies promote trauma. I think
and again, to an extent, they also educate.
They do.
Right.
So, all right.
And I think without the educational aspect of it,
right.
Yeah.
You're doomed to repeat it.
It's a history piece. Yep.
There it is, right there. Yeah. Thank you, Richard.
Absolutely.
And for the Christmas card, Richard. I think I said thank you for that already, but I don't.
I think we did. Thank you, Richard. If you didn't.
Very thoughtful individual, Richard Fay.
Yes, coming straight out of Wales. There you go, Rich. Wales' finest.
Right, Thomas. There you go. There are other ways we can educate.
Hey, you need the movies, man. I get you, but you need the movies, man. You do,
Who
man.
said?
You do.
I'm calling cancel.
So, how do you feel about the movie Boys in the Hood?
Educational. It's a time period.
No.
Boys in the Hood, Minister Society embodies what was happening from let's call it 88 to 95. All right. So from every car with hydraulics, every jerry curl dripping juice at the spot, all of that is necessary just to embody. It's a timepiece.
Thomas, you was there. Was it necessary?
Let me tell you what we don't need. We don't need CB4. We don't need Pootie Tang. There's several movies that we don't need. But
CB4 Pootie Tang classics.
No, we can't make movies just entertainment. We gotta catch our best and our ugliest. Best Man
I mean,
Holiday.
other than
That's
this
a
speech,
good one.
either they don't know, don't show, or care about. That was like poignant. You right. Either they don't know, don't show, or care about what's going on in the hood. Because they just let stuff like that just kind of happen.
And movies highlight that
Yeah,
reality.
yeah, yeah. You need it, man. You got to understand it. My
Colors,
daughter didn't. I have a CD right here, and I was about to play it, and I
right?
started to wipe it on my shirt, and my daughter had no clue what was going on. She will need a movie to help her understand what I had to go through. They don't know about skipping. They know about buffering, but they don't
Right,
know about skipping. They don't know about Walkman. They don't know.
right.
They don't have any clue about these things. And
Rewinding, gotta rewind. Be
they don't
kind. Rewind.
rewind. That I mean, it's just it escapes them, right? And that's 15, 20 something years ago. I don't know when the last CD. I mean, I know they still got CDs. I saw they still make
They
technically
got
everything,
records
but
now. They
they
bring
still
those.
got records in stores. Yeah. So, but
Right.
when it was like really, I can't think. Maybe Nas came out with an album in like 2008 or something, and it was like a CD. But come on, these kids don't know about it. They don't need movies to get this stuff. So you need the educational arm of Hollywood to put out these 12 Years a Slave, or you'll be uh, a slave again. So you think they're
It's
gonna?
important. Yeah,
I,
you have
I
to
don't agree.
understand what that stuff looks like so that you can understand policies that take you back there.
You need to read a book. Read a
Yeah,
book.
yeah. But some of
Read
a
a
lot of these
book.
movies are from the book. So you got a problem with it in print. I mean, with not in, on the screen, but not in print.
Right.
Historically, no, I don't have a problem with it. But
Did you watch your
sensationalized,
children born? Did you watch your children be born?
The first one, I
did
learned
I
my
watch
lesson on the second one.
it? Yes, I was there for both.
No, no,
It's
no. Do you
difficult.
watch it?
Did I watch it?
Yeah, because if you never watch it because you have a weak stomach or whatever, how can you really appreciate
Oh well, see, my wife
what your wife has brought, what the mother of your children has brought to the table?
she had. I didn't need to see it to know it.
Yeah, you did.
What?
I had to
Yeah,
see
you
it.
did.
To know it.
You can never understand it if you don't see it.
I
mean,
saw what I need to see on that first one. And I was like, nah.
I
I tapped out
didn't.
on that second.
I was there, but she had the C-section. So
I tapped out on the second, man.
yeah. I mean, I was there.
You could have peeked around the curtain.
Oh no, that's none of my business. That's the none of your business zone. I look at you. You fine?
That's
Okay.
for medical professionals.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. High five.
Oh, it was me, her, and the
I
anesthesiologist.
hear crying. I hear baby. I hear the baby.
Look, hey, I know you, but I don't want to know you like that.
Yeah. Inside out. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're beautiful on the outside.
Right.
Okay.
So, we have enough movies
Hey,
going.
look at
not for awareness.
Tom. Look his last comment. Childbirth is different than historical trauma.
Right.
That depends on your perspective, brother.
Yes, sir. I
Because
was
witnessing
traumatized.
childbirth could be traumatic.
Yeah, I cut that cord on that first one. Never
really?
again.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was all rubbery. The scissors wasn't sharp. It didn't go like I thought off the movie.
Right, like
See?
like you saw in a movie, like
Yeah.
Yeah, you got like
you got to get in there. Yeah, like squeeze it, Mr. Terrell. Like, all right, everybody, calm down. I'm gonna give it another shot. All right. Goodness, it was not what I thought. Yeah.
He said, "I'll." Oh, hold on. Okay, here we go. Some of the best courses have racial names: plantation, cotton fields, Trump. He said, "I'll play, but not buying certain merchandise." Indeed, he said, and
Yeah.
Thomas said it can be.
no. You shouldn't even be on the golf course.
Unpopular opinion. we just lost a viewer. I can't support nothing.
Just went down. You know what?
Sean, get me out there, Sean. Like, come on, man. You gotta hurry up before pollen season come. I can't be out there late March.
You got there playing golf for Massa.
Yeah.
Then we shape it. See exactly what out there playing golf for Massa.
Oh, man. Yeah, and like those, like even with the golfing and all those things, like those, they carry their lineage, like their history, right? Not lineage, excuse me, their history, and it's like they're preserving the way, it's the good old boys club, you know what I mean? So the imagery is all there, man. Imagery is how you. The movies are important. I'll leave it alone, but how we view, how we see, that's super impactful. Shout
What's
out
mad
to
at Deion Sanders right now? Right now, they're mad at him because his thought was, "Let me go further,"
Yep.
Yeah.
and a lot of people's thought was, "No, stay over here."
Right.
Yep.
Right. So rock scissors are meant for right-handed people. Unfair. Indeed, my brother. Indeed.
Thank you, Sean.
I felt Obama dropped the ball there. He should have made an executive decision to make things and what they call it, ambidextrous, so you can both hands are possible. You got the right-handed. That's the right-handed.
That's what's up.
Still not the same. All right. We appreciate you guys for being here, rocking with us. Another edition of the Brothers Legacy. I would say it's overtime, but we're kind of on time because I was a little late. So we appreciate you guys again for watching and supporting and not leaving us in our unpopular opinions. It's our opinions, I know you might not agree, but keep loving us. Keep loving us. Pray for us. Pray for us. Make sure you stay connected. Text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576. And if Mr. Cotton is available tomorrow, maybe we'll talk about dealing with movies and trauma.
Yeah,
is it historical trauma?
Yeah.
Do we need slave movies to remember? Or should they just read a book?
Yeah, come on, Thomas. Help us out with the culture, man. Come tell us the top 10 movies that's most important to the culture.
Ooh.
Come on, man. Come let us know.
All right. Top 10 movies that you feel has been important to the culture that we don't need another version of.
Wait a minute. Why don't we need another one?
Why they keep
It's important, but let's not do it again.
I am not watching 60 hours of Roots. Matter of fact, I've never seen all the Roots. I'm gonna just put it out there. I've never seen all of it.
They did a remake of Roots too.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'm boycotting. I'm calling Black Twitter.
We're gonna help you, Thomas. We already done gave you Boys in the Hood. That got to be in there. That's it, man.
Society? Horrible. I hate those movies now.
I ain't gonna put the side in there, but what movies do you like, man?
I hate them.
Hey guys, I gotta jump. I love you guys, man. We'll talk
later.
Right.
We're going to. We'll leave it to. I know. I'm going into overtime. It's difficult to keep.
Yeah, man. You just gotta tell me one movie that you like. That's it.
One movie that I like.
Yeah. For the culture.
Do the Right Thing.
Okay.
Do the Right Thing.
Okay.
I love
Not top 10, but yeah, maybe.
It's in Malcolm X. I love Malcolm X. I could watch again and again.
So you a Spike guy? That's what it is. I just noticed it, bro.
Somewhat.
Slavery happened in the South, and you don't like the South. Boys in the Hood happens in the West, and you didn't like the West Coast. That's what it is, bro. It's geographical, bro. That's so unfair.
No, I like Forrest Gump. Happened in the South. All right, guys. We appreciate you guys for being here. Another edition of Brother Legacy. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
You shout out, bro.
988. If you or someone you love is having a mental health crisis, we look forward. Again, you're gonna have a great time tomorrow. He said that's it anyway. All right. So be safe. Do the right thing. Thank you guys for voting. If you didn't get them next time, make sure you registered. It's coming back around. But take a break before the ads start again. All right. So we'll see you in the morning. That's it. That's all. We out.